Hey, what is up guys? So we are going to be taking a look at a really good card called Holding Legs, and it's coming out in the new Millennium Pack, which is set to release in the OCG on December 19th. But anyways, let's go and check it out and check out the effect. So it's a level 4 with 800 attack, 600 defense points, Dark Fiend. Its effect is that when it is summoned, return all set spell and trap cards on the field to the hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one set spell and trap card your opponent controls. It cannot be activated until the end of your opponent's next turn. So the first thing that I thought of was like, oh, let's compare it to Denko Sekka. Really popular card just to make it so your opponent can't use any of their back row. Now, unfortunately with Denko Sekka, you cannot special summon the card. Plus, you're going to have to use your normal summon for the turn, unless of course you're playing something like the Brilliant Fusion when you get double summons for the turn. But I really feel like this card's really great for multiple uses. Okay, so one thing that I really like with Holding Legs is obviously you can special summon the card, and with the Pendulum decks being super popular, sometimes you have to normal summon that Acrobat Joker to complete your scale for free. So this is an excellent card to be like, oh, you know, I'm going to complete my Pendulum scale because, you know, I use my normal summon for the turn. Then I can go ahead and Holding Legs and make it so my opponent can't use any of their back row, bounce them all back. And then one thing that I really like with Holding Legs, in addition to its really good effect that you can banish it from the graveyard, then target one set spell and trap card your opponent controls, and make it so they can't use it until the end of your opponent's next turn, that's really good too. But the main thing that I like with this card is after it bounces back everything, you can use it as synchro material, exceed material, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have been in the situation where you needed to either get Denko Sekka off board so you can summon more monsters, or you needed to use it as exceed material or a synchro material just so you can go off even further in your plays so you can OTK your opponent. Now with Denko Sekka, it makes it so your opponent can't activate anything, but then if you use it as material, your opponent can then of course use all of their back row once again. With Holding Legs, your opponent doesn't have that option of doing that. It's basically, you know, I'm bouncing back everything. And I think that that is really cool, and I think that a lot of different decks can really abuse this. Obviously Pendulums can abuse this better than anything else because you can special summon a bunch of monsters and then bounce back all the back row. Very great stuff indeed. But of course they're able to activate something in response to this card because it's not going to be like a continuous effect that Denko Sekka has, which is actually kind of a benefit. But I'll let you know guys, what decks would you guys use Holding Legs in? I think that it's excellent in Pendulum decks. It helps you combat some of the back row, but again, your opponent can activate things in response to this, so maybe you want to use it for the normal summon of the turn. But that still is an upside to Denko Sekka, like I mentioned before, because even though, like, you know, Denko Sekka might use your normal summon for the turn, Holding Legs can use your normal summon for the turn, but then you can use it as material. You can go into like Gaga's Samurai, so he can attack twice, and he's level 4, and pretty much the best you know, rank 4s are going to be able to, well, most of the rank 4s in the game are pretty much the best ones, so I feel like this card, it's got a lot of potential. Like I said, I don't know when we're going to get it in the TCG, but if you're in Japan, you'll have it on December 19th. I'll be definitely testing out this deck, well, testing out this card in a lot of different decks, but let me know guys, what are some cool combos that you can use with this, what decks can really be utilized, because we'll test it out as soon as it's available on the Salvation server, because I think that this card has pretty good potential to be abused. Like, not only can you bounce back the cards, I'm thinking if there's some other cards that like are activated once they're bounced back. We'll have to wait and see like what else is in the Millennium Pack, but this card's looking pretty good. But anyways, thanks for watching guys. It's been your boy Will Smith, signing out.